floor. It's crushed bone. What's that?
In the year 1442, 1,000 boys from Transylvania are taken and forced into training for the Turkish army. One of those boys grows up to become Vlad the Impaler, a man haunted by the brutal crimes he committed. Years later, Vlad returns to Transylvania, determined to rule peacefully. Near a stream close to Transylvania, a Roman named Shkelgem discovers an abandoned Turkish helmet floating in the water. Vlad, now the Prince of Wallachia, recognizes the helmet as belonging to a scout. This leads him to believe that the Turks are planning another invasion. Because the helmet drifted downstream, Vlad deduces it must have come from Broken Tooth Mountain. He orders his men to prepare for war, while he personally goes to search for the Turkish camp and attempt negotiations. Vlad travels to the mountain with 2 soldiers, searching for signs of the Turks. Suddenly, a swarm of bats bursts out of a cave, clearly disturbed. Vlad realizes something inside frightened them, so the men decide to investigate. Inside the cave, they find ancient armor and crushed human bones scattered across the ground. Without warning, something hidden in the darkness grabs one of Vlad's soldiers and drags him away. Vlad and the remaining soldier try to escape, but the creature attacks again. Vlad slashes at it, only to be thrown aside. He crawls out of the cave into the sunlight. The monster stops at the cave entrance and retreats. The blood on Vlad's sword instantly evaporates in the sunlight. Back at Castle Dracula, Vlad speaks with his brother Lucian about the creature. Lucian explains the legend of a vampire, once a man who summoned a demon for power. The demon granted it, but cursed him to live forever in darkness. Vlad later reunites with his wife Merina and their son Injaras. They welcome him warmly, but Merina senses something is wrong. In their bedroom, Vlad claims wolves attacked him. He mourns the soldiers he lost and speaks about being sent to war as a child, wishing he never had to fight again. Merina warns him that danger still surrounds their home. The next day, their Easter feast is interrupted by the arrival of Ottoman General Hamza Bey. Vlad offers a chest of silver coins as tribute, but Hamza Bey accuses him of killing Turkish scouts. Vlad denies it and asks them to take the tribute and leave. Instead, Hamza Bey announces that the Sultan demands 1,000 boys to serve in the Ottoman army. The townspeople protest, but Hamza Bey orders the boys taken anyway. When one father begs for his son's life, a Turkish soldier threatens to cut off his hand. Vlad pins the soldier to the wall and reminds him he stands without an army and must obey. Vlad and his men then leave with the tribute. Vlad's advisor Kazan urges him to do whatever is necessary to protect their people. That evening, Vlad confides in Injaras, revealing that his own father once gave him to the Sultan as a hostage to prove loyalty. Later, Vlad worries to Merina that sparing the boys could lead to hundreds of deaths. Merina reminds him of his close bond with the Sultan and urges him to ask for mercy. The next day, Vlad meets Sultan Mechmed II. They drink and talk about their youth. Mechmed acknowledges his father's cruelty and praises Vlad for adapting to Ottoman life. When Vlad asks about the boys, Mechmed insists he needs soldiers. Vlad offers himself instead, but Mechmed refuses and tells him to have more sons. He promises Vlad will keep his throne under Ottoman supervision. Soon after, Vlad meets his family in a clearing as the boys are taken. Merina angrily confronts Vlad for breaking his promise. Kazan warns that defiance will mean war. As soldiers advance, Vlad approaches them and drops his weapon. Seeing this, Injaras steps forward and volunteers to go, promising to survive as Vlad once did. Vlad holds his son's hands as he delivers him to Hamza Bey, who remarks he expected more resistance. Realizing the cost of his choice, Vlad whispers to Injaras to run back to his mother. As Injaras escapes, Vlad grabs Hamza Bey's sword and kills him. Merina shields their son, while Vlad fights the soldiers alone, defeating them with ease. Knowing more troops will come, Vlad orders his family protected and heads alone to Broken Tooth Mountain. Climbing the mountain, Vlad enters the cave. The vampire greets him from the darkness, saying no one ever returns from the cave. Vlad replies that no one has ever escaped, pointing out the bones. The vampire extinguishes Vlad's torch, forcing him to swing blindly. The creature easily disarms him and senses hope instead of fear. It tells Vlad to hide his silver ring, which offends it. Vlad explains that the Turks threaten his kingdom, and he needs the vampire's power to protect his family. The vampire mocks him, calls him the son of the devil, and taunts him about his past. Vlad explains that his family name, Dracula, means dragon, not devil. He admits he became a monster to instill fear and save lives. The vampire cuts Vlad's neck and tastes his blood, promising to show him what it truly means to be a monster. He explains that the demon that turned him trapped him in the cave, but believes Vlad could free him. The vampire offers his blood, warning that Vlad will crave human blood. If he resists for 3 days, he will return to normal. If not, he will fully turn and free the vampire. Desperate, Vlad drink. Vlad awaken in a stream, his skin burning from the silver ring. He removes it and notices his wounds healing instantly. He hears every living creature nearby and senses their heat. He retrieves the ring and wears it on a string. Hearing explosions, he runs at incredible speed, turning into a swarm of bats before reaching his castle. Vlad arrives to find his kingdom under siege. He reunites with his family and tells the people he refuses to sacrifice their children. He faces the army alone, revealing his fangs. Vlad destroys the soldiers with supernatural strength, killing hundreds. When his army arrives, the battle is already over. Vlad orders the people to trust him and move to Kushia Monastery. On the journey, Vlad struggles with hunger. When Merina approaches him, he nearly gives in, but retreats. Shkelgem follows him and offers his blood, begging to serve him. Vlad warns him to stay away. The next day, Mechmed finds his soldiers impaled. Merina later finds Vlad burned by the silver ring. Vlad reveals the truth about the monster and shows her the sun burning his skin. He promises he can recover if he resists. Vlad stays behind to delay Mechmed, while Merina leads the villagers away. Mechmed's forces ambush the villagers. Dmitri protects Merina and Injaras, but is fatally wounded. Vlad arrives as a beast and comforts Dmitri as he dies, resisting his blood. The villagers reach the monastery. Lucian confronts Vlad with a silver blade. When the people turn against Vlad, they burn his tent. Vlad emerges from the flames, furious but alive. He prepares them for battle. Vlad prays for strength and speaks with Injaras, promising he would do it all again. At night, Mechmed's army arrives. Vlad realizes he can control the bats and unleashes them. He attacks Mechmed, but discovers the Sultan used a decoy. Soldiers infiltrate the monastery. Merina is thrown from the tower. Vlad reaches her, but she dies in his arms. Knowing dawn is near, Merina begs Vlad to drink her blood. He does, fully becoming a vampire. Vlad creates more vampires and attacks Mechmed's camp. He defeats Mechmed, declaring himself Dracula. Vlad sends Injaras away with Lucian as sunlight rises. Vlad accepts his fate and burns. Years later, Shelglum revives Vlad with his blood. Centuries pass. In modern London, Vlad sees a woman who resembles Merina. He recites their vow poem. She introduces herself as Mina. The vampire who first turned Vlad watches from nearby. So yeah, that's the full story. Now I'm curious, did you enjoy this explanation, or was something confusing? Let me know in the comments. And if you love movie explanations like this, make sure to subscribe because more are coming very soon.